So I'm often asked about Power Automate. Power Automate, if you like, it's the hidden gem of the Power Platform. So when we think about the Power Platform, we're thinking about Dynamics 365 and process automation, or we're thinking about engaging with customers from a Dynamics 365 point of view, or PowerApps, where we've got a sexy front end and something to fill in and it's available on the mobile phone, or maybe, Power Virtual Agents, where we're actively talking to an automated process. And again, very sexy, very interesting. And there sits Power Automate, this fantastic engine, this glue that holds everything together. Bit of an unsung hero in my book. So I wanted to have a bit of a chat about Power Automate and why we use it and what its power is. So like I say, we've got front ends. So the tools are easily split. So the front ends really are the Power Virtual Agent and Power Apps. Now this is where we're collecting data. So we can do some nice things and we can do some really great if this then that screens to the degree that, my team did the Pac-Man app, and I see the likes of Brian Dang and several others doing really cool things with the PowerApps front end. So the PowerApps front end can look great. And if we look at some of the stuff that Alan Chai has done, it can really stand out in an organization for collecting data or giving updates on where we're at with parts of a process. So Power Apps, close to my heart, probably my favorite part of the Power Platform, but really out there and getting lots of attention. And it's about collecting and surfacing data. Power Virtual Agents, our new toy, love it to pieces. Now, this is about being able to intuit where the user is going to go and to be able to give feedback. I talk a lot about getting to value faster, and Power Virtual Agents has got a real march here because we can look at delivering self-service in a much faster and more intuitive way rather than just kind of static content on an intranet. Power Virtual Agents allows people to ask questions, get answers really quickly. Superb tool, both internally and externally in an organization. But both of those tools wouldn't be anything without the underlying layer. In the same way that Office 365, we now think of SharePoint as just the document layer, if you like, and that sort of front end of SharePoint is gradually disappearing and it's becoming part of the fabric of the platform. So Power Automate, or Flow as we used to call it, is too. And without that fundamental layer, the rest of it stops functioning. Without that layer, we couldn't get from the Power App or the Power Virtual Agent collecting the data through to the Power BI dashboard, making that data super sexy and showing us nice flash dashboards where we can get insight from the data. So while the power is in that insight or in that collection where it gets really good fun to develop, it's this piece in the middle, it's this glue that holds it all together where the magic really happens in the Power Platform. And like I say, it's a bit of an unsung hero because users will come to you with requirements that effectively translate to the Power App or the dashboard. Or imagination takes hold and we look at sessions for presentations at conferences like this one behind me, Scottish Summit 2021. Hope to see you there, even though it's virtual. But the presentations at those summits are going to focus on the bits that people want to see. But summits like this will also have that track for developers to make sure that the business process is being escalated and is being thought about. So Power Automate becomes part of a design decision. It becomes part of the process flow diagram. And like I say, outside of the sexier stuff. But it really is super powerful. And it's one of those tools that if you understand the power of it and what it can do, it can really leverage the organization. When we talk about getting to value faster, it's the fact that we can put on a front end, do some processing and get that data out in just a matter of, a day or even a couple of hours for some of those short requirements. Now, Power Automate will show itself again now that we are looking at being able to get Power Automate on the back of apps that we can put inside Teams as well. So the new Dataverse for Teams will be able to hook into Power Automate, and that's going to propel it yet again to another layer. So this is a discussion about the hidden gem. So why it is that we forget that Power Automate exists. Well, it's because it is just too useful. It's almost like the utilities in your house. You don't often think about how the electricity happens. You're just really grateful that it does. Same with water supply. So Power Automate is the utility in the Power Platform, and we just shouldn't forget about it. Those of us that are developing apps and developing business processes for real businesses to use, especially at scale, we're using PowerApps all day, every day, but it just disappears a little from the end user's visibility. So I just wanted to say, Power Automate, unsung hero. Let's not forget about it. Turn up to conferences like this and learn more about it, and let's keep that front of mind when we're thinking about the Power Platform.